So, I've got some animations made. Well, I did them, so don't expect something too fancy. Just so that we can start adding some logic there. So basically, we have a reload, we have an idle, and we will also have a test fire, but it's kind of crappy. It's really bad, and I think we could just live with doing these actions by code. Okay, but first we need to kind of fix. Well, we kind of need to make the logic that we will be parenting the weapon under the hand and so on and so on. So for that, let's find our character first. Let's say kind of want to use this guy, so I'm going to cut it away. Come on. Okay. So on this character, I'm simply going to add the animator I created, which is this, but let's rename this to humanoid. Now, the trick is we're going to use the same animator, give or take, for either FPS or TPS. Okay, so we now have a model that uses an animator. So if I click play, we will start seeing, well, there's no animations really on it yet. Oh yeah, there's the fire animations. So ignore the animation playing, it's on loop. So on my controller, that's me. If I look up, you will see that the model doesn't really follow what I'm doing. Okay, so first things first, we need to assign the model in the correct place, and that place will be underneath the weapon parent. Okay, so it needs to look like this. So when we rotate up and down, we're actually seeing that. You'll notice the shadow is still working perfectly because, of course, we do not see, we only cast, we have a different model for that. So let's start with that. So when we say create characters or create load character, instead of parenting this, let's say we have a load character ID. Yeah, as a weapon, load character. Instead of parenting this under the FPS object transform, we're actually going to use the weapon parent transform. Okay, we can try resetting local position and rotation and scale. I think this might offset it, however, so we need to see if that's the correct position. Otherwise, we will have to override this. Then, on the weapon we are creating, if it's not TPS, we're not going to be using the parent we have over here. We're going to use the right hand of the FPS animator. Okay, so let's see. For load weapon, let's see where we're using this first. Load weapon, weapon parent. Yeah, so this now needs to change. So let's try FPS animator, get bone transform, human body bones, right hand. Let's hit play and see what we did. I'm going to hide on start logic. We're using this to lock the cursor. I'm going to hide it because it's getting a little bit annoying. So we'll bring it back later. Hit clear. Okay. Let's move this on the side because we don't really have a need for this yet. Okay. So exactly as I was saying, it is parented, you can see it, but it's placed wrong. Okay, so let's find the correct position for this guy. And let's close that. I'd say that should be 0, 0. Let's try minus 1.6. Okay, that wouldn't be bad if we had okay, so let's fix the weapon first. I think for this one, let's just do 1.5 when we load the character, or we could just have this as a public variable. Yeah, let's add it on the global settings. We're going to say public vector3. Let's say public vector3 FPS model offset. And let's start with minus 1.56 and we'll fix it later. Then handle character FPS object. Yeah. So here is the character. We'll do global settings settings.fps model offset. Okay, then I think from that I'm actually going to disable the let's see, ADS, handle ADS. It should be moving the weapon parent. Yeah, okay, it moves the weapon parent, so it moves everything. Okay, let's hit play. Okay, let's change the animator for this guy. And one of these is the idle, don't remember which, so delete all of it. Okay, and that will just play on an idle. Now I want to fix the gun. And let's see where this guy is. That's the FPS object. That's our pivot, which is always going to be 0, 0, 0. Then that means we can move this and place it on the correct position. So let's move this above. And place it properly. Well, I'm going to pause the video. Okay. Let's say good enough. It's not perfect. So I'm going to copy the transform. Then let's go and find this on the correct position. Now, what we're also getting is that this guy, this weapon will also spawn properly on this guy, on the TPS object, because it's basically the same model. Okay, so we get something extra out of it. Let's see, I think we'll have this, yeah. Okay, so I'm going to first parent this underneath the gun, however, and then I'm going to move them to the correct component values. Okay. So another thing that needs to happen now is all the objects that has a renderer underneath our character needs to be set to FPS like this, just so that we can actually see them. Okay, and as you can see, we will have to find the basic position for this. Now you'll see that it vanished. I'll show you why and how we can fix that. So let's go and fix our character layer first. The layer we are looking at is at 8. Of course, if you have a different layer, use the different layer. Let's see, load character. Then, now independent of if they are FPS or TPS, we should be handling the layer either way. So let's do renderer. And we'll do 0 get components in children. Then let's assign the target layer. We'll just say let's start with 0, but if it's FPS, set it to 8. Then for each renderer in renderers, game object dot layer set to target layer. I think the default one is 0. I'm pretty sure it is. That is. Yeah, 0. Then we also need to know if we want to update off screen. We will say false. Then r dot let's see. Let's see how it was called. Don't remember right now. On a renderer, any renderer that is, we need to have ticked the settings, camera motion, no dynamic occlusion. That's the normal mesh renderer. Let's see the skin mesh renderer. Skin motion vector, dynamic occlusion. Update when off screen. Okay, so we need to say if R is mesh or skin mesh renderer. Okay, so if it's the FPS, then set that to true. Clear that. Let's clear the base as well. Let's hit play and let's see what we have now. I think everything should be in order, if we're not mistaken. Yeah. Okay, we get our character, we get our model. This guy is a little bit offset because on load character we do this. Yeah, we do this. This needs to be only on the FPS object, otherwise it's just set that to vector 3.0. Okay. So However, what we need to fix right now is we need to fix the aiming position. We can control the idle position really easy because we already have that reference on our weapons already. Okay, here's our hip position. Ignore this, we probably need to fix that. Okay, so if I change the hip position, probably on the other weapon, I can actually just give it the correct position I want. So he will always spawn into this. Let's say, let's try maybe 1.19, 15, 16. We're also going to change the rotation, let's say. We also need to change the weapon sway, I believe. So it moves our character up and down. Okay, but you get to see that, you know, we now have some actual weapon on our hand. Okay, so well, now to fix the, now that's going to be a little bit tricky. I'm going to first dig debug start. Well, I think we could just say we can use an ADS position the same way we're using ADS. The same way we're using the hip position, we could just use the ADS position. So, weapon hip position, else target position will be current weapon. Let's do an ADS position, and I kind of want to also change the rotation, so that will be hip rotation. Okay, so local position, current weapon hip position, current weapon hip position, yeah, okay. Target position, current weapon dot weapon ADS position. So we'll be changing to that. Then let's do one for the rotation. Vector 3, target rotation. It will start from vector 3.0. Then if it's in if it's not in ADS, current weapon dot hip rotation. Then down here, create that into a target rotation. That is target rotation. Then the entire weapon parent local rotation will be local rotation slurp to the target rotation and the same delta. Okay, awesome. So minimize that. Now it's only a matter of finding this. So I'm going to take the test weapon out of the items folder, so it's not used. So we're only using the red one. So we're only using this one. Okay. Then, as you can see, we now have a hip position and an ADS position. Let's hit play. Oh, I guess. Yeah, the debug start doesn't work anymore. Let's give it this a try like this. Okay. For some reason it didn't update off screen, but whatever. So let's find the ADS position. I'm going to go on my canvas, and if you remember, we have like a little dot right on the center. There it is. Let's close the crosshair, and then I'm just going to move this on the side and draw and go and find on my FPS object the correct position for the weapon parent. Let's start from 0, 0. It looks a little bit rotated, if I'm not mistaken. Well, anyway. Okay. Let's do 1.5, that's too much. 39, 49. No, 1.5. Yeah, I think that the gun itself is rotated. So we probably need to find, we need to find a little bit of a better position for the gun as well. Let's say that this is the correct position for ADS. Let's add the inspector. Let's collapse this. Let's lock that. Then say ADS position 032. Okay, then on this character, switch this to game view. We could try rotating this slightly like this. Yeah. Now I think that will be the correct rotation, maybe like this. Okay, so copy that component. Let's go on our pivot. Paste component values. Let's give this a shot. Yeah, you can see that it's pretty much just finding the correct values right now. And we have our reload. So I think the gun needs a little bit rotating as well. And let's say we want to give it a little bit of rotation. That's the wrong rotation. It's the wrong rotation. Okay, so I'll pause the video, find the correct positions, and I'll be back. Okay, so that's what I came up with. We should probably fix the rotation. I think this gun has a rotation inside, but I kind of want to take care of this first. So when loading the weapon, scan input, scan movement. Let's see, when you are parenting this under the TPS parent, yeah, okay, we changed the layer, but we forgot to assign the renderers into yeah, you'll see. So let's do renderer, weapon object, get component in children, renderer, components. Then if this is the FPS, so I think we only need to do this down here actually, where we will do for each renderer R in RS R dot shadow casting mode shadows only. Okay, so it will get rid of the weapon. Let's try that. So okay, you see that now it's placed correctly, and you will see that with our weapons, yeah, okay, let's see what we did wrong over there, because we have this on shadows only on this layer. It takes it also if you're not local or not, so we will only do this if it's local. No, yeah, we need to know if this is the local controller or not then as well. Oh yeah, so if it's the active FPS controller, then you're going to switch that. And with this now we also we don't have to fix the placement of the weapons for TPS, because we know it's working on the FPS. So what this is, yeah, I don't know what that is. Oh, it is because we removed we removed one of the items and forgot to leave. We left the ID inside. Okay, and now you can see that we will not have to fix the placement of the hand of the weapon on the TPS part. We can we only have to fix it on one place. Perfect. So let's close that. Well, the next thing is we have the weapon sway. Let's see, where we are changing the weapon actual transform. Let's change that to weapon parent. So we'll move the entire thing. But there's a gotcha. You can see that we are changed the local position, so this will not work because we are changing the local position. However, what it will work is either under or over the weapon parent we have the sway parent, and we're going to be affecting that one. So this will be sway parent. Let's see, what else do we need? Where else do we have this? Target tilt, then sway parent. Okay, let's go and fix our controller then. Let's open our prefab, then of FPS object, recoil. Inside our recoil we'll have sway parent. It's at 0, 0, 0, everything. Okay, so we're just going to get the weapon parent and parent it inside the sway parent. Let's assign the sway parent as well. And now it should be moving the entire object. And sure enough, it does. Okay, as you know, as you see, this is much better. So, I'd say that's it for this part as well. We have a lot of things already done. So, let's finish this part. And on the next one, we're actually going to wire some of the animations onto... Well, we're actually going to add the reload animation and so on and so on. So, that's it for this part. As always, you know what to do. Like, subscribe. And if you like what we're doing, if you like to see it continue, if you like some more series done with this, and with all the things we're doing, then consider supporting my Patreon so we can keep making all of these nice things we're making. I'll see you next time.